Roll and Bunnie XO. The wildest love story you never knew by Top Facts. There's a love story so bold, so outrageous, and yet so heart-wrenchingly real that it makes Hollywood romances look like rehearsed fairy tales. This story isn't written in gold scripts or designer diaries. No, it's inked in tattoos, sealed in raw lyrics, and whispered in the kind of secrets that only two misfits turned soulmates could share. Welcome to the untamed, passionate, and rumor-laced love affair of Roll and Bunnie XO. A saga that defies every expectation and leaves behind a trail of whispers, side eyes, and deep, devoted stares. T first glance, Roll and Bunnie XO don't fit the mold of a typical power couple. He, a southern-born rapper turned country sensation, covered in ink and emotional battle scars. She, a bold bombshell with a loud laugh, an even louder podcast, and a past she never shies away from. But somewhere in between the chaos of fame and the wreckage of their old selves, these two found a strange, magnetic pull, one that was built less on convention and more on chaos, chemistry, and an unapologetic bond that left fans both cheering and questioning. Their love story doesn't begin with champagne or candlelit dinners. It starts in the shadowy corners of Nashville's underground music scene, where Roll, real name Jason DeFord, was hustling his music, wrestling with demons, and still trying to figure out if he was worthy of love at all. Bunnie DeFord, then a rising media personality and model known for her sharp tongue and firecracker spirit, was carving her own path with bold moves and an unapologetic vibe that could silence a room. The way they collided wasn't soft or slow. It was instant, dangerous, electrifying. Whispers say it happened one night backstage. Eyes met, and in a glance they both saw something unspoken: survival, hunger, and the kind of desire that doesn't fade. They flirted in riddles, laughed too loudly, and ignored the looks around them. Roll had a presence that drew her in, intense, a little broken and brutally honest. Bunnie, she was wild, fearless, and had a way of making even his silence feel like music. In a world that often rejected them, they felt like two outlaws finally finding each other on the run. But with fire comes controversy, and theirs didn't take long to light up gossip columns and comment threads. From the start, people questioned everything. Why was a woman like Bunnie XO, often labeled for her provocative appearance and candid podcast discussions, linked to a man like Roll? A former addict, a convicted felon, a tattooed outsider turned Billboard chart topper. The internet went wild with speculation. Was it a publicity stunt? Was she after his money? Was he using her to clean up his image? None of those questions came close to the truth. Because behind the noise, something real was growing. Bunnie wasn't just standing beside him. She was holding him up. She supported him during his lowest moments, challenged him when he doubted himself, and made space for the man behind the fame. Roll, in turn, gave her something rare: unconditional love with zero apologies. He never asked her to dim her light. In fact, he handed her the spotlight and clapped the loudest. But not every love story can grow without thorns, and theirs came in full bloom with rumors so wild they almost felt scripted. One of the most persistent whispers? That their chemistry was too good to be true. Fans couldn't believe the way they looked at each other in interviews, the way Bunnie would brush her fingers across his arm like a secret code, or how would speak about her with a reverence that felt too raw, too deep. People started speculating. Were they hiding something? Was there more going on behind those Instagram smiles and podcast laughs? Some claimed their intimacy was staged, crafted for social media engagement and music promotion. Others said they had an open kind of love, one that didn't fit into traditional rules. There were talks of wild nights, mystery houseguests, and curious photos that showed up online only to disappear hours later. Fans dissected every post, every lyric, every look they gave each other in public. Still, they never confirmed or denied the rumors. Why? Because they didn't owe anyone a script. Their love wasn't made for public consumption. It just happened to spill over into the spotlight. Roll, known for turning his pain into poetry, started dropping lyrics that hinted at a deeper, almost cinematic passion. His songs, already heavy with emotion, began pulsing with something new: devotion laced with fire. Lines that spoke of surrender, of obsession, of needing someone not just in his bed but in his bones. Bunnie became both muse and mirror, and the world noticed. Then came the tattoos. Matching ink, private symbols, and coded references that only they understood. Bunnie famously had a piece dedicated to Jelly inked in a spot that fans quickly turned into a guessing game. What did it mean? What happened the night she got it? What was Jelly's reaction? Neither of them said a word. And that silence only made their fans hunger for more. In a rare and raw moment on Bunnie's podcast Dumb Blonde, she revealed something few knew: how Jelly Roll, long before the fame, told her he wasn't looking for a fairy tale. He was looking for someone who could love him through his storms, not just his sunshine. That night, she says, she didn't just fall for him, she jumped headfirst. No parachute. Their connection was physical, yes, but it went beyond that. Their eyes lingered in ways that made even strangers feel like intruders. Their laughter sounded like secrets. And when they touched, even in the simplest gestures, it felt cinematic. But love this hot doesn't always stay private. Paparazzi started chasing them, tabloids printed half-truths, and trolls flooded their comments with accusations. They were too much, too loud, too inappropriate, too messy. But here's the twist: they didn't care. Instead of shrinking, they doubled down. More affectionate in public, more candid online. They talked openly about their pasts, about addiction, trauma, heartbreak, and hustle. Bunnie, once criticized for her boldness, became a symbol of strength. Jelly Roll, once doubted for his background, became a walking anthem for second chances. Together, they were unstoppable. They shocked fans by renewing their vows in a small electric ceremony filled with close friends and bold fashion. No fairy tales, just raw vows, inside jokes, and glances that said, "I still choose you." What most people didn't know was that their relationship wasn't always smooth. There were fights. Ugly ones. Fights about past lovers, about trust, about fear. But each time they came back to the same truth. Neither of them had ever been loved like this before. Fully. Fiercely. Without masks. Behind the tattoos, the music, and the viral clips was a couple who curled into each other during panic attacks, who whispered silly pet names that would make your eyes roll, who wrote love notes on bathroom mirrors and danced in their kitchen with no music playing. Friends close to the couple have hinted at wild getaways where the two escape everything. Just them, no phones, no fans. Desert retreats, neon-lit hotel rooms, midnight swims that turn into memory-making marathons. Those who've seen them behind the scenes say it's not just love. It's obsession in the most beautiful way. And then there's the soft side. Jelly Roll as a father figure, Bunnie stepping into the role with tenderness and loyalty. Together, they've built something that's not just romantic, but deeply rooted in family. Healing generational wounds. Turning broken beginnings into beautiful middle chapters. Still, the rumors never fully die. Even today, there are whispers about secret flings, about jealousy, about the pressure of keeping their passion so public. But Jelly and Bunnie? They've learned to laugh it off. Because the truth is, their love story doesn't need to make sense to anyone but them. And maybe that's the most radical thing about it: it's not perfect. It's not polished. But it's real. It's late-night phone calls and spontaneous road trips. It's bruised pasts and beautiful rebounds. It's knowing someone's worst chapters and still wanting to be the main character in their next one. Their love story isn't a fairy tale. It's a rebellion. Against stereotypes. Against shame. Against the idea that you have to fit into a box to be worthy of devotion. Jelly Roll and Bunnie XO didn't just fall in love. They chose it every day in every way that matters. So the next time someone tells you a wild love can't last, show them this. Show them Jelly kissing Bunnie like it's still the first time. Show them Bunnie defending him like a lioness. Show them two beautifully imperfect people who turned their mess into magic. Because in the end, this isn't just about romance. It's about redemption. About rewriting your story with someone who knows all your chapters and still stays to write the next one with you. And that wild, untamed, rumor-fueled, tattoo-stained, goosebump-giving love is why the story of Jelly Roll and Bunnie XO will never be just a headline. It'll always be a legend. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Top Facts for more untold celebrity love stories that will leave you guessing and feeling.